Alright, this is Daredevil 104. I get a lot of requests to review Daredevil, Bronze Age Daredevil, when he is partnered with Scarlett Johansson and living in San Francisco, and requests from more than one person. And the thing is, I don't like this period. I found this in my collection, and I don't like the issue much, despite the writer and the interesting choice of Spider-Man villain. Great cover, Jill Kang, I assume. Excellent cover. It is entirely the cover that is getting people to read this issue. Inside, we have the Ek Mafia handling the arse. Here is Dame Scarlett Johansson doing some stretches. Whoa, lads. This is written by Steve Gerber, who had a short run on Daredevil when he was starting out. Some memorable stuff in it. Stuff like a beautiful bald lady called Moongarden. In fact, she is behind the scenes in this issue. As I said though, I don't care for this era of Daredevil at all. And one of my big problems, I think, is Scarlett Johansson. Despite being a co-star of the series, she is never utilised that much. She always feels like a hanger-on to Daredevil stories. Whereas over in Captain America, Falcon Man did carve out his own corner and his own story arcs. Scarlett Johansson's are all directly correspondent to whatever Daredevil is currently doing. This issue is a good example of how she is typically used in these stories. There is also the problem of Ivan, but we won't talk about him much in this one. But just imagine if in Captain America, Falcon Man had to run everything he does past an old white guy first. We also have the relationship between Daredevil and ScarJo. Some people really like this pairing, and actually even I like this pairing, but it is never a good relationship. The only times they seem to be in a relationship are when they are arguing about the relationship or crying about the prospect of breaking up. This issue isn't much about them, so we won't get any more into it. After a short cameo from Ivan, we are introduced to our enemy for this issue, Hunter-Man from Spider-Man. He is hired to hunt Daredevil by our mysterious mega-villain, who sucks. And one thing you might notice is that Hunter-Man is miscoloured for the entire issue. He has a green vest. And I think it actually looks better than his usual colour scheme. I like Hunter-Man. When someone says that, the assumption is that they mean they like Spider-Man's Last Hunt. And I do. But I have always liked the idea of this big game hunter who turns his attention to hunting superheroes. I have a lot of thoughts about him, but again, I don't think a Daredevil issue is where to get into Hunter-Man too much. I would be better off explaining the stupid wank shaft that hired him, but that is forthcoming. In fact, maybe even on these pages, downtime pages, I fucking hate all the setups and story arcs going on during this era. They are all the fucking same. It'll be some mysterious criminal mastermind who hides in shadows, and there's just a guy usually an hard guy. And it'll be some guy that Daredevil knows in his personal life as Ben Matlock. They go through about 4 different characters, all of the same flavour. Larry Cranston, Mr. Klein, the guy from this. It's fucking boring. This story in particular is rubbish because it's almost arbitrary. The stuff that follows, the next story, the Black Spectre storyline, that at least feels a bit fresh and eventful. That is the best stuff Steve Gerber does on Daredevil. Although the Hawkeye issue 99, that isn't bad. And I would have to reread it, but the story with Scream from Thunderbells, that has potential. I think the idea was that it was about the death of the 60s. That could be promising. I should say I have read all of these stories. It was just so long ago that they all blend into one. I don't really remember which ones were good or which ones were bad. Ben Matlock returns home to find that Ivan has been beaten up by Unterman, and Unterman has taken Scarlett Johansson hostage to lure Daredevil into a trap like in the movie Trap. Everything about this page quickly summarises my problems with Scarlett Johansson in this title. Ivan being useless, being defeated, being defeated off panel, and being used as a damsel in distress for Daredevil. It's poor. The most exciting the issue gets is in its combat between Daredevil and Unterman. I have always liked Unterman, or preferred Unterman, as a grounded opponent. Although comics wasn't ready for it back then, I think he is a villain who should be quite brutal in his attacks. Like he is the villain who will cut you up or stab you. He doesn't have any powers, so therefore his true power would be the seriousness and the capability of how he fights you. This doesn't do too bad a job of that, but it's not really until Spider-Man's last run, when he shoots Spider-Man, even if it is with a tranquilizer dart, that we really see that side of him. The fight is good though. Not a bad pair of characters to put together for sparring. Then we have Scarlett Johansson. She is trapped in the middle of an elephant enclosure. And the elephants, they are going to stampede all over her. But then Daredevil saves her. That was exciting for all of a page, wasn't it? And then we get to our long-term plotting. Although I would be remiss to not acknowledge this horrific moment where Scarlett Johansson says that she is wearing a sexy outfit so that Ben Matlock can enjoy it. And Ben Matlock has to remind her that he is blind. What a great relationship they have. Oh, fucking hell, I hate this scene. Hate it so much. The writing makes my skin crawl. It is so topical to specifically 1973 that a writer should have known better than to date Summit so intensely. They are at a party gala thing being ran by Ben Matlock's boss, who, would you guess, is the criminal mastermind who wants to be ruler of San Francisco. It is he who has hired Unterman to hunt Daredevil. He will become a giant green bit of mulch instead. It's at this gathering that Unterman attacks again, and embarrassingly, Scarlett Johansson rushes in to try and defeat him, and to her credit, she even gets a kick in. But then it's just Daredevil fighting him. If it was Daredevil's comic, that would be fine, but this is explicitly billed as Daredevil and Scarlett Johansson. I introduced it as Daredevil 104, I know, but it is on the front called Daredevil and Scarlett Johansson. What got me angriest of all was we don't get a nice single issue serving of a Unterman versus Daredevil story. We end with Unterman having defeated Daredevil, and then the next issue has like 4 pages at the start continuing this, not really resolving it either. He throws Daredevil into the water, and Daredevil is saved by the beautiful bald lady, Moongarden. And then there's all this shite about the Dark Messiah, and I hate that as well, the Dark Messiah. Moongarden is dragged into the main plot about his boss. Now she is an accomplice to him, which makes no sense. She uses her powers to let Daredevil see for about 10 minutes until he decides he doesn't want to see anymore. And there's insanely pointless links to the ongoing Thanius story in Captain Marvel's, the real one, Marvel. Moongarden was supposedly creating supervillains to battle Thanius. It doesn't work. The whole thing is just a mess of random bits of ideas. I might surprise you all and say I recommend this. I don't like it, but from the sheer amount of requests for early 70s Daredevil I get, I am guessing you will all like this. There's some stuff in it I like. Unterman mainly. Unterman and the cover, they're the good bits. This is a cover that has tricked me at least 3 times now. There was the first time I read it when I saw the cover and I thought, oh, this will be good. Then there was the second time, which is when I bought it because I saw the cover and thought it must have been good and I just forgot about it. And then there was the third time when I read it again now, when I saw the cover and thought, this can't be bad, can it? The next time I'm tricked, I'll see the cover and I'll think, I must have given that 7 thumbs up.